Good morning. Hello again. Welcome to another edition of the Wagner Wire on Texas Sports Unfiltered. If you are watching this, it is December 15th. Congratulations, you've made it. You're about 10 days away from Boxers Day because the 24th is 9 days away. So, anyways, tis the season for the reason, or tis the reason for the season. Did I get it right?
I have no clue, man.
Tis the reason. Tis the season for the reason. I think that's the thing. Anyways, the Wagner Wire is back on Texas Sports Unfiltered. Welcome in, everybody. Hopefully, you guys have followed us on our social media platforms. If you hadn't done so already, I'm at Not the Fake Wags. My partner in crime is at The Smash Simmons all over the social media network there. Make sure you guys are giving him a follow. What is going on, Smash? How have you been, bud?
Dude, hanging in there. It's been a really tough year season-wise for a lot of my favorite teams. So it's like I'm really banking on little things today, like maybe Manchester City being Man United in the derby. Dallas, the Mavericks are probably the only team that has really excited me. And then since the last time we talked, oh, man, yeah, that's about it. I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, Dallas being the Giants expected. But other than that,
yeah, I'm trying to think when the last time we were actually on the air.
Just a couple of weeks ago, right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, it's been a peaks and valleys, start and stutter type of year for us here this season. It's been a very just different, just shotgun type of style this year, right?
I mean the show. The show definitely was put on the 10-day contract, like in the NBA. You know, we got a lot of two-way deals this past couple of seasons. So just been bouncing around, just trying to find that rhythm. But obviously the fans that do follow us, who have followed us the entire way through, have, and again, big thanks to all of you. Yeah, they know what to expect, and they know how it goes. It's just one of those things, you know?
Fantasy playoffs, if you survive.
Did you survive?
I am in one league. I made it to the playoffs in one league out of four. So we took it down this year. We dropped it. That we were in, and that's another reason why we're doing only an hour today. Is, dude, like I have an hour, and I'm making sure that I have all my lineups to get ready and get locked in for this. I'm sorry for everybody that needs advice, but in the last hour of prep, I'm getting ready for it, man. Because this is my huge take home for my dynasty league, right? This is like
this is the dynasty one.
$1,200 league. Yeah, this is. I think it's $1,200 to the winner to first prize.
Well, make sure that amount is less than the amount that is necessary to go to jail for the state of Texas. Okay, let's just keep it at that.
It definitely is. And anything else that puts us over that, it's obviously,
Venmo payments separate.
It's donated to some type of
charity,
or some type of charity out there that will send if it does happen to go over, but I don't think it will.
I get it, man. Dancers need money too.
You know what? Speaking of that, I actually got I wanted to put this message up here. I wanted to kind of go behind the curtain of the Wagner family household here. My wife actually told me to start up an OnlyFans.
Are you serious?
I'm not joking.
You guys really need the extra money? I thought you were doing
no. She wants to see how far I can go. We don't need the money. She just wants to see how far I can go. She goes, I just want you to do your feet. Just tell me how it goes.
Dude, we've been joking about this for years, even before OnlyFans was a thing.
So jacked up, and she thinks people will pay to see how
jacked up they are.
Pay to see my gross feet,
dude. They would.
My big toe is like 3 inches long. It is huge. It's very long, and you've seen it. It looks like a damn. I can swim with my big toe.
I've been to the beach with you. I know what you're talking about, man.
What's up, Mike? Bro? It's a flipper. It is a flipper. It's a flipper.
Isn't that the sign of a marathon runner, though? Or no, that's the sign of a sprinter, right? The long big toe.
If I'm sprinting, I'm only giving you one.
I'm only giving you one.
I'm giving you 100 yards, and that's about it. And then I got
hey.
But I'll see you at halftime, buddy.
But you passed the physical.
I don't know. I don't know if I could pass the physical.
I mean, but you passed it when it counted.
That's 20 years ago. Amigo.
Yeah, exactly, man. And by the way, congratulations to you and your Marines for the Navy victory yesterday.
I told you. I said it.
I couldn't believe that, man.
I said a chip, a chair, and a prayer, baby. Navy, never count Navy out, man. You know why? It's because of the Marines.
Dude, I could not believe that Army blew it like that.
I couldn't believe it either. I was wrong on all accounts. I said take the under and take Navy. Well, I wasn't wrong on Navy. I said take Navy, right? But I was just I was throwing a prayer out there.
But you weren't saying that with your heart. You were just throwing it out there to make some money.
I was just saying, hey, take a, if you're looking to go against the trend, if you're looking to be the salmon and swim upstream here, take the flyer on Navy, because this is like, you want to say Ohio State and Michigan, throw it out, throw that season out at the end of the season. Only one game matters. That's hyperbolic, right? Because you're in the Big Ten. Like, literally, you could be in second place and still get to the damn 12-team playoff.
From what we've seen,
theoretically, out of the Big 12, right? Hell, it's happening, or not Big 12, Big 10. But you cannot expect to be the loser of the Army-Navy game and expect to get in to the playoff.
Yeah.
Like, the loser of Ohio State and Michigan still could theoretically get into the 12-team playoff.
Yeah, if they were having better years than what we saw this year.
Right.
Both teams were doing really good.
Army and Navy, the winner probably isn't even getting into the damn playoff.
Dude,
you know what I mean? That's how much this game means to their season. Sure, it's fantastic that Army only had 3 losses all year.
They were ranked going into this game.
Ranked 21. Ranked 21.
Like if they could have battled a little bit better against Notre Dame, right? That's who they lost against. Then maybe we're talking about them making the playoffs. I mean, this is a team that people were seriously trying to push to make to the playoffs, and I'm not hating on that.
Dude, and people were sitting here whispering. I mean, we had the Heisman Trophy presentation last night, but and congratulations to Travis Hunter. We'll talk about that in just a little bit,
for sure.
But yeah, people were talking about, like, whispering how Daly, the quarterback for Army, could be in the conversation for the Heisman.
Yeah, I mean, we were having legit talks, and I mean, again, both service academies. Not to discount Air Force.
I think it's Horvath for Navy. He balled out. He threw 3. Daly threw 3 interceptions, and I think Horvath threw 3 touchdowns. So
but I was like, opposite. But I was like, those two service academies had a really great year. I mean, both ranked.
Xander, put that down. I see you, damn it. I see you, Xander.
Navy, Army, both having good seasons, both building up to what was, I was really excited about this game because I knew the football was supposed to be good. They didn't play to that standard necessarily yesterday, but we did get a really good game out of it, as expected.
Yeah, I hope you took the wrong team favored. If you took the under for the first time in 17 seasons, you got walloped.
Yeah,
hit the over. True. The over hit, baby.
I can't believe that, man. I would have never taken the over.
I think the line was 39. I don't know if there was a hook on that or not. I can't remember.
Well, yeah, but both these teams ran the triple option. I mean, I think that's good. And see, Ike even thinks it's good.
What's that?
I said, even Ike agrees. It's like, 39. Come on. It's just all like, he's just laughing about it. And I'm like,
well, Ike's laughing about the Xander comment, probably.
Oh, well, one or both. Maybe a little bit of A, a little bit of B.
Just a little bit. Hey, I don't know what you got planned for tomorrow, but before we get into a little bit of the Heisman talk and a little bit of the college football playoff preview, we got to talk a little bit about what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, because the Washington it's not too often that the Washington Capitals come to Dallas in a position of authority. Hold on, let me walk that back. I wouldn't say that they're in a position of authority. They're one of the best teams in hockey right now. That's not even correct. They're skating like one of the best teams in hockey right now. This will not hold because they're too young. They're too old. The legs are just too old, and when we get to midseason here and to the All-Star break, these legs are going to start turning into jello. They're not just at the top of the or I don't know. I haven't seen the standings in 2 days, but they were at the top of the entire National Hockey League, not just the Metropolitan.
No, how are they doing this? They're all old.
I've talked with Tom McKay over and over again, and we do not know. Their goalie play is very average. It's not that great, and they're. Oh no! What's going on?
Yeah, you guys are on a 4-game win streak right now, so you haven't lost, and you guys are 8-1-1 in the last 10. Dude, that's crazy. That's the best record in hockey right now over the last 10 games, at least when it comes to the Eastern Conference, just at a quick glance. Wow. And how close is Ovechkin to breaking the scoring record?
Hold tight 1 second. We're not getting. Ovechkin's a couple of goals off. I gotta pull that up for a second. But right now I'm having some technical difficulties getting the app on real quick. Trying to pop us in. Give me 2 seconds here. Apologies for everybody listening on the Specs text line because you're not hearing anything right now.
Oh.
All right. There we go. That should have done it. All right. So now if you are listening on the app, you are hearing us on the Specs text line, 512-222-9328. Apologies for all that. Yes, we were a little bit kind of just thrown off a little bit just because of the audio sound. So what happened was behind the scenes, let me take you back behind the scenes real quick. I had no audio coming out of my desktop PC.
Oh, I thought we are going back to the OnlyFans thing.
Yeah. No, not the only. Not we're not going back to OnlyFans, not just yet. But I had no audio coming out of here, right? So I had to find a way to kind of do a makeshift to get Smash's audio, edible or audible, so I could hear him. And something was happening, and it was 2 minutes after the damn thing was supposed to go live, and finally, by the grace of God, Chrome popped up and said, "Oh, now it's accessible." So I don't know what happened. We were going to fire this whole damn thing up again, and probably be 10 minutes late. But we were having a little bit of sound issues this past week. Hopefully, it's just a YouTube thing or an app thing, and it's not something that's going on behind the scenes here at Texas Sports Unfiltered. But
you would
anyways,
hope, man,
the show must go on.
After them charging all that much more money for YouTube TV, they should be able to afford to fix anything now.
How much more what was the differential?
Dude, it's
when
80,
did that go up?
It went from like 70 whatever like this past week to like 84.99. Dude, almost
and
like $90.
And you can guarantee it's probably going to go up again, right? Because this is kind of how they get you. The first year, in the inaugural year that they roll out, to be like, oh yeah, it's very very affordable prices, premium prices.
But this is what the youngsters don't understand. See, we're still old enough to understand. It was like, oh, hey, cable started off as like a nice little side project. Like, oh, if you had some extra cash and you wanted to watch some more TV, you bought cable or satellite, right? And then it became more affordable for the common person to have satellite because you didn't need that big ass dish,
Sure. Yeah.
like my uncle did back in the early 90s, right? And then all of a sudden you start getting these packages, and it just even the basic stuff started becoming expensive. So what did we all do? We all went over to streaming, and we were like, "Oh, this is the future. We'll be able to buy games."
I don't know if I'm going to be able to cut the cord. I don't know if I'm going to be able to cut the cord. You cut the cord, and you're paying for all these other $10, $7.99, $8.99, $13.99, $14.99 for Cinemax. You're paying for all these other apps, man. What you allowed them to do was cut out the middleman, and you became the middleman.
Basically. Yeah, because you're still paying the same price, and now it's like, oh, YouTube TV has the same issue that cable TV had 20 now and 20 years ago.
You're sticking it to the cable companies. You are sticking it to them, aren't you?
I guess. I mean,
you are. You're just not giving them. You're not giving them your money. You're giving your money to somebody.
Yeah, but now it's like, oh, when
you're giving your money to the developers of the applications.
I mean,
essentially, right?
Can they make the applications better then?
Well, of course, that's why they're charging. I mean, that's why Disney keeps jacking up their prices. You know what I mean? Because they got to make their app. They got to make their app more accessible and more better, right?
Like I realize I watch a lot of these shows with other friends that have these apps because it's like, oh, I really don't want to have to spend the extra money for it. And
you're a tourist.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, who wants to drink on the couch tonight? I'll get dinner. Who wants to watch, Cobra Kai for the next 2 hours? Because because that started on YouTube TV. That was the whole reason I bought YouTube TV. That was Cobra Kai.
YouTube Red, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a YouTube original. They used to have like their own studio for a little while, and then they ceased operation. But Netflix picked it up, and that was the thing. And then Netflix also had cut down on their password sharing. So they limited the whole. Yeah. So all these things are being cracked down.
I will say that about YouTube. I like the fact that YouTube TV, you're allowed to have up to like 6 people outside.
Yeah, but they should at least make it to where you could put on like 4 different screens at the same time.
You can.
But isn't it like something about like the channel changing? I can't remember. It's been a while.
I thought that was with DirecTV. So I haven't experienced anything like that so far. So if I'm watching one channel up in I can have multiple channels on these TVs down up here, and I haven't heard any complaints about my wife watching something downstairs or in the other television room.
Okay.
But I think outside of the 6 devices outside of the house, I think it starts to switch over and affect that.
Okay, that makes sense.
I mean, but we also haven't maximized our usage yet, or our devices.
Not yet. But once you get that TV in the bathroom, though.
So the bathroom's done, man. The bathroom.
Oh, I know. I saw it, dude. It looks saucy.
The only thing left are the door. Like we just got to put the pony doors up. Or no, it's not even pony walls. We're putting in glass doors. We were gonna put up just walls, but last change of heart at the very, very, very last minute for my wife, and she decided to go with
okay. So that's
2 glass doors and have an opening in the middle there. So
no, I get it now. That's what the OnlyFans was for.
That is what
the extra.
We
doors.
got a nice little bench in there for my feet, and yeah, it's gonna be amazing. Once the account's set up, we'll give you guys the link. We'll push the links out for Wags' OnlyFans just for the toes.
Could you imagine
the person that donates the most can suck on my toe cheese first.
Ugh.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. You say ugh, right? But it's gonna be like one of those. It's gonna be like one of those foods or one of those appetizers that you think is just gonna taste awful, and then you put it in, and you're like, it's got a pop to it.
It's a delicacy.
It's gonna make you drink more.
No, man, I'm just thinking like, oh man, somebody really is gonna pay for this. I don't know if they're going to identify themselves, but somebody's going to pay for this.
Somebody, I mean, I guess
I have a high feeling somebody will pay for this.
The person that finds out who the award will go out to the person that finds out my identity. If you can find out my identity just by my toes, you'll get something extra.
Wow.
By that time, I would think that I had grossed enough money, right? I'd hope for, at least I hope so. Who wants to pay, a 43-year-old man to see the toe cheese?
Man, there's a lot of weird people out there, though, bro. There's a lot of weird people, and you're connecting with the whole internet. That means the whole world. So it's like there's somebody that will pay for it.
That's it. It's endless opportunities.
I'm not saying you're going to become a millionaire.
Or you could open up the door to a Pandora's box that you just don't want to open.
Exactly. Then you got decisions to make.
We had the Heisman Trophy presentation last night. Heisman Trophy award ceremony last night, and I don't think it was a surprise. Travis Hunter.
I will say it was a surprise for how close it was, voting wise. I was surprised by how close it was.
Really? Did you think it was going to be a runaway?
Yeah. I mean,
Did you not think that Ashton Genty had a historical year as a running back?
Oh, I'm not saying that at all. I think we're all in agreement that he had one of the best seasons that a Division I running back has ever had in college football.
Ever.
And it's not done. And it's not done yet technically,
because he's going up against a guy named Travis Hunter. This is unprecedented.
Well, not only that, but I would think that the media also kind of helped in that regard, because it's like I never really heard much about anybody else in the Heisman running. It was really just more about Travis
for
Hunter.
Almost 2 years now, right?
Yeah,
this Heisman runner's great, but we all know next year it's going to be Travis Hunter.
Yeah, exactly. And you had the university putting out the flyers, and not saying that hasn't happened in the past, because it has, and it's happened for many years like that, but I'm just saying that they were the only one, the University Colorado was the only one that was getting publicized. They're the only ones where I could turn on the TV or, look at X and see that, something's happening with Travis Hunter and how great he is. I didn't really hear about anybody else, that was in the conversation. And I'm kind of disappointed that they didn't even invite a Scadaboo. Because he had a great season too.
Started coming on late, right? Like that was the thing. Like his,
but he did it. But
I say that, but I mean, you can't. I don't know if
they
if
don't.
you brought Scadabo there, wouldn't you have to? I mean, are you bringing Dylan Gabriel?
But he was a finalist. I'm like, you should invite all the finalists, right? I mean, they
got
the money. It's not like they don't. I mean, everybody has an NIL deal now. Now you can just afford to go, or the university's paying for this some way or another. Like booster,
the NIL company or an NIL deal can get him to.
Oh, let me just go ahead and try to piss off everybody this morning. How do you feel about Marshall and their 25 players leaving and not playing this bowl game? Now, granted, I know it's against Army, so that kind of changes the perspective for some people. But let's just pretend that it was just any team. that was going to play this Marshall team.
Well, hold on. Why does it change the perspective if it's Army? Why does the opponent change the
because it was Army?
factor?
Because there's like that extra tinge of Americana to it, patriotism, and it's kind of like, how dare you disrespect our boys that are going to go off to fight wars and such, you know? And I get that, you know, for some people, that's a real hot topic issue. So I was saying, like, hey, if it was any team, because this could happen to any team in college football, not just the Army, not just the Navy, could happen. It's not going to happen to Texas, hopefully, because they'll be playing in, you know, college football playoffs for the conceivable future. But, you know, maybe if you are, let's say, and because Army had like their best season ever in like the last 50 years, you know, so let's say it was like UNLV.
Isn't it a slap in the face to Army to put up a team that isn't, you know, comparable to Army? Like, they just had 20. I don't know the actual number here. I'm spitballing here, but I believe I saw 25 or 27 players that have transferred out of Marshall.
Yeah, 25.
They don't have a team. They
Yeah,
can't
exactly.
They can't field a team. Like, why would you want to embarrass, or why would you want to disrespect Army by saying, here, play our practice squad? Why would you want to waste their time? Like,
well, that's just it.
It's what you just said. I'm sure this team's not going to get their season back. Like, these seniors on Army are not going to get their senior back. They're not going to get their season back. They're getting assignments. They're going to get their orders. And they're going to go off to do, you know, soldier things and officer things, right? So it does kind of suck to like not give them their last, you know, kind of ride off into the sunset. But on the other hand of that counterpoint, I'm trying to see both sides here. You're kind of preserving the health of the nation, right? I mean,
that's true.
That's a lame take, but I mean, like, and
well, they're still going to play a game.
If I'm Army, like, it's not beneath me to play against third string opponents. I will if that's what you really want me to do. But if I'm Army, I'm looking out at college football and saying, hey, find us another opponent.
Well, and that's exactly what happened. I mean, they've already, you know, got it all situated. Louisiana Tech will step in, but there wasn't any 6-6 teams that were left to even play Army. So we're taking a 5-7 team.
But I don't put this bad on Mark. Like, if you're Mark, why would you want to subject yourself to that?
Oh, no. I thought Marshall did the right thing and stepped out of the way. 100%. But it's just like, okay,
you want to make it an entertaining game for everyone out there, right?
Exactly. And you want Army to have the benefit of, hey, you know, you get to travel for your last game for your season, and for some players, the last game of the career, and you get that whole bowl experience, the free swag, the hotel stay, you know, all the chances to go out.
You mentioned the free swag more than anybody I know.
Who doesn't love free swag?
Everyone loves it. It's stuff we all get.
I mean, I was like, I went downtown. I had to go do a job at one of those really nice IT offices. It's just like, man, yeah, I get why people have free swag, because everything is branded. It's like the coffee cups that they give you for free in the morning.
They want to put their mark on you.
Yeah, dude. Even like the little.
You're the one that makes money for them.
Even the little wrappers around the.
I have been on one this past week and a half, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, you want to find me, you know, going up against corporate America for the past week and a half? I've just been, yes, I'm not making money for you. I'm making money for me.
Oh, that's nice. I get that, man. Yeah, I mean,
we all love to be there, right? We all love to be in that position where we're just making money for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, if I was smart like Ike or Tom McKay, I definitely would have, you know, thought about that a little bit sooner. But you know, it was just one of those things that didn't really cross my mind until much later in life, and I was like, that's a good vision to have.
It would be. I'm thinking about doing the whole real estate thing. You know what I
mean? Oh, dude.
Seriously, I mean, this house, we're never selling this house, ever. The rate that I got on this house, no, I'll never find again, ever.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it was just a different time, man. I mean, and for the school district and all that other good stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah, we got you, La Tech filling in for Marshall. Yeah, Smash mentioned that. That was in the article, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, continue, Smash. What were you saying?
No, I was like, your house, I mean, it's like really the land that's going to be worth the most, you know, than much to the house.
Yeah, it's, I mean, you could, you know, add a little bit of amenities and stuff to the house to make it, you know, modernized. Or
I mean, you could put in that pool.
Yeah, but so it's like 60,000 for the pool. How much will that increase the value of the property? That's the thing.
No, I know. I'm just joking with you.
That's
it's just like,
that is what we were. That's kind of what we've been weighing out. Like of course we want to put it in, but it's just like how much longer do we plan on living in this house instead of turning it into investment property?
True, because one day your boy is going to move out. And,
and so that's just it. Like he's looking at Arkansas, LSU, some SEC schools, right? So we're looking at Arkansas, LSU, A&M actually made the list, dude.
Understandable, man. It's I'm talking to you as like somebody that escaped, escaping.
Dude. It's really tough to accept that one though, bro.
Is it really?
Dude,
my dad.
Because I love you know me, man. As a military person, I kind of love the traditions there.
Yeah, they have
I think there's a few of them that are very weird.
Of course,
very weird and very questionable traditions there.
Very much so, and I'm not disagreeing with you because I saw it firsthand. I drank the Kool-Aid, so I get it.
And I will, if he does elect to go there, I will advise him on all of that. Right, he will get a safety brief before he goes to to College Station, man.
Man,
don't get corrupted. Kid, don't get corrupted.
I think it's one of those things.
Like we've been talking about Tennessee too, bro. Like there's so many, and that's his grades are good enough to where he has
options. That's good.
He should be able to have some options. He wants to go to Texas, but that's just not going to happen.
Hey, man,
it's not gonna like if you want it. The route to Texas is ACC, and
well, I mean, but you know what? He's in a great situation. You gotta
have
like
a 4.5 to get into Texas now,
easily, or finish in the top 10 in your own class. And
he's not. He's like mid to high threes, and he's.
I get that, man. I was like, your kid is in the same situation that I was in 20 years ago when I graduated from high school, where it was like, hey, I really want to go to Texas, but I come from a small city. So political things that I can't get into, somebody's going to beat me out for that last spot. And that's exactly what happened. So I didn't make that 10% cut, even though I was like 11%, dude. And my principal was all like, he's all hardcore UT. He was like, oh, I'm sorry you didn't get to it. So I only applied there in A&M because I just wanted to go to a big football school, and this is the early 2000s. So UTSA, not really a thing. Texas State, not really a thing.
And hell, SMU still in the death penalty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm not going to be able to afford SMU. I'm not going to North Texas.
Yeah,
I want
that's private school anyway. So.
Yeah, so I'm not going to Houston or Rice. I want the full big football experience if I have to go somewhere. And Texas A&M does give you that as a student. I will say that, but my dad gave me the briefing too, and I ignored his orders, and I found out the hard way how there's a culture clash that just didn't fit for me.
Dude, you can't deny that energy though, right? Like I hadn't even talked to you about Texas A&M and Texas yet. That.
Dude, great game, great the way it was.
Game, and when the Aggies were taking the field, Smash, I had goosebumps. I absolutely had goosebumps. And if you're Texas, I said this on the show too. If you're Texas, how do you not get up for that? These people are going to war to come fight for you. Right now are coming to take your bread, bro. Are coming to take the heads off of your body. What are you going to do about it?
Yeah, dude, they're there to ruin the season. They're there to ruin all the hopes and dreams at their own helm. And I'm like, I'm hoping that the Texas fans show up just as hard next season for that final game, regardless of where this season pans out and how that season may be going into the final game next year. Because I think we're all in agreement.
It's better for football. It's better for both brands.
It's better for all the brands.
It's better for
ESPN, for SEC, for Texas, for A&M. Yeah. The state of Texas, I mean, you don't even have to choose a side. You're going to watch.
Sellout tickets. Record-breaking sellout ticket sales. Smash.
Yeah, man. And I mean, they were going for an astronomical amount, man. I was like thousands and thousands of dollars to be in the nosebleeds.
Only people that donated to presidential campaigns could go to this game.
Basically, yeah. That's how much we're talking about here. And it's like, if you were one of those people that got a student ticket.
If you were one of those people that got a ticket, I never want to hear you complain about not ever finding another ticket to a game.
Yeah, or winning the lottery or any of that stuff. Because that was your moment right there. You just didn't release it.
You had your moment. So many people were dying to get to that game, and you somehow found a way to get there.
But I did watch that game.
And you're not lucky. You're not privileged. Okay.
I watched that game with an Aggie fan, Wags, and let me tell you, that was one of the most exciting parts of my whole life this season. That was so fun to watch. Oh, he was yelling at the screen. He was pissed. And I was like, dude, this is what Texas A&M does. Why does anybody ever expect anything different? Like, this is what they do. Remember, like, a few months ago, I told you I have, like, my Texas A&M, like, schools of college football. Because it's like they have such high hopes, but they always finish underneath those. And they're just like, we're better than this. And I'm like, no, you're not. This is your future. It's A&M. It's Penn State. Penn State's going to see it. You know, Notre Dame.
A&M to the T. Yeah, back to the Heisman Trophy presentation last night.
But you were saying Hunter, about that?
Travis Hunter was the award winner. Of course, he won the Heisman.
But barely.
Of course, Ashton Jeanty had something to say about it. Ashton Jeanty believes wholeheartedly that he should have been the Heisman Trophy winner. I mean, the dude logged in one hell of a season, man. Almost 2,500 yards, 2,497 yards, 7.3 per pop.
Do you
His
question?
longest touchdown of the season was 77, and he had 29 of them. The closest person to that was, I believe, Trace Stewart with 23 touchdowns. No, I'm wrong. I am wrong. Bryson Daly from Army, quarterback Bryson Daly from Army, also had 29 touchdowns.
Let me ask you this real fast. Do you put a lot of stock on his opposition that Jeanty faced? You know, that's been the big negative. Is like, hey, he plays in the Mountain West. Granted, his team is making the college football playoffs, so I'm thinking they're pretty. And they almost beat Oregon at Oregon.
Yeah, I don't think I can put that much of an emphasis on. I don't think I put that much emphasis on the opposition, just because of, regardless of the opposition, if you're getting, 2,500 yards, that's efficient. I go back to efficiency, right? My efficiency argument. Regardless of the opposition, if you're putting up 51 points, if you're putting up 40-some points, if you're putting up an offense that is producing 500 yards each week, in and out, it doesn't matter what the opposition is. You're doing something correct. You can line them up. It's all about execution at that time, right?
No, I get
now,
you.
Of course, if you take a team that's outweighed by the opposition by 50 to 100 pounds up front, that will absolutely make a difference, right? If you put Boise State up against a Georgia team that is just absolutely dominating the trenches, something might happen. Jeanty probably goes for 50 something, but he's a special player to where one or two times he's going to be able to make a play happen to where he's going to bust a play for 40 yards or more.
Easily.
That's the specialness. That's the specialness of a player like Austin.
And I'm not taking that away from him, because Mark. Yes, and I'm thinking, Wags, you'll have an answer for Brady here in just a second. But I was just was going to go back to, I think this is just all the Deion Sanders effect, though. I really think that all the hype that everybody brought to Travis Hunter is what got him this Heisman Trophy. And I don't want to take away from the kid, because I
can't deny that.
Yeah, because he had a fantastic season, and this two-way player thing is not something that we see very often in college football. And the last guy that had the ability to do this at a high level, who won the Heisman, Charles Woodson, ended up being a NFL Hall of Famer. I'm thinking that Travis Hunter has the same keys.
He will.
There's
another conversation we can have about this too. And I'll pick it up here in just a second, but go ahead, continue.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that the right player, I think, at the end of the day won it, but Jeanty, I mean, you can't argue the fact that he had a great season. But even Melvin Gordon, though, he had he was the rushing title winner that year and didn't win the Heisman. So it's not like it hasn't happened before, because I've seen people pointing out that, like, most of the time when a running back has led the nation in yards and has broken the record, usually they win the Heisman. But I'm like, that's not always the case.
Right. There's anomalies, yeah.
But maybe the Big 12 is just better than we thought it was this year.
So look, it's tough, because we talk about brand, and we talk about Deion pumping him up and promoting him, and if anybody knows how to promote, we know it's Deion, right? We know it's Deion can get you eyes on you.
Dude, I never saw the Boise State coach on TV talking
Yeah.
about his player. And
Again,
if he has, nobody showed it.
I'm not saying you're wrong. You're preaching to the choir. It's
No,
Sunday.
I'm with you.
You're preaching to the choir here. I just, in spite of all of that, in spite of Dion being able to make all that happen, or you know, get the eyes on Travis Hunter, and maybe that was his entire goal this past 2 years, was to get eyes on his players, or to be a hoopla in the media, to get, you know, a whole bunch of attention on good attention on his players and bad attention on him. Maybe, you know, maybe the bad attention that people put towards him, or the gaze that they give him, ends up, you know, being good benefit or beneficial towards the team, right?
Wags, you're gonna love this comparison. He's their Jose. He's their Mourinho.
Oh my!
He takes all the pressure off his players and he says, "Hate me, I'm the special one. You hate me."
That's a good comp. That's a really good comp. I mean, it's two different spectrums. Those of you guys that don't know who we're talking about, we're talking about Jose Mourinho.
He's at
how do you want to describe
the special one? He is like the manager.
That is the nickname. He's called the special one. But do you want to call him very pompous?
He's pompous because
flamboyant.
Not so flamboyant, but very pompous and very cocksure of his abilities to coach.
Very cocksure.
But he's done it with less talent than even Pep Guardiola, and that's
very
because
arrogant, very, very arrogant about it as well. He will tell you about it.
We're talking about basically, though, like a Bill Belichick style winner.
Yeah, but not a Bill Belichick style attitude.
No, but not the dynasty. But to be able to take multiple teams and win Champions League, and to do it with less talent.
Gets hardware. Jose Mourinho collects hardware. He gets
you wins. He gets you results.
He gets you championships.
But it's
that's kind of what Dion. Like Dion, maybe he does have that make. Maybe he does have that championship caliber coaching model in him, right? Vegas is interested in. We'll see if that carries over. But what I did see last night, Smash, and at the I did not see artificial love with Dion and with Travis Hunter and with them. Like I saw in the celebration what appeared to be an actual family environment.
Oh yeah, like a true
I thought it was something. When I see stuff like that, man, especially for a dude that really is kind of without a father for a long time of his life, man, and just looking for any type of guidance, and you know, someone is willing to step in and take on that role, man, of being a father figure. That's why people that I give tremendous shout outs to people that adopt children. That's a special type of love, man. You're willing to give, you know, a piece of your life to. You're putting your life on hold for someone else, because when you have a child, that's what happens. Your life stops. It's all about them now, or at least that's what it should be about. But yeah, like I enjoyed that wholeheartedly, seeing that exchange between Travis Hunter and Deion Sanders and Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter's mom. I thought that was fantastic.
Yeah, and I mean, he's also one of those players that was with him at Jackson State.
Correct.
That transferred with him when he left. So he's been there the entire Deion Sanders experience. And I mean, if anything, he's shown that he can recruit. So we'll see how things are now that Bill Belichick is in the game, though. You know, I wasn't expecting him. I thought UNC was trying to get younger, and they did so about 1 year.
I thought Bill Belichick would end up at Navy or end up at the New York Giants. If you're talking about Bill Belichick coming,
I thought he was going to be a Cowboys coach.
Level, I thought he would be at a academy, at an academy school. I honestly did, or he'd be coaching lacrosse somewhere.
But you know what UNC did? The chancellor at UNC probably sat down, got online, saw that Bill Belichick has like a hot 24-year-old girlfriend, and was like, this guy knows how to recruit. You can't tell me this guy can't recruit college kids. So this is the guy I'm going to hire. You know, that's what I'm thinking was the key selling point, was that you could see him actively recruiting off the field, and he's successful.
Maybe that was the selling point to Bill, to be like, hey, Bill, you know, we've seen that you're out and about with all this 24-year-old beauty. Why don't you you want to stay young? It looks like you want to stay young. Well, you can stay young. You know, I know you're 72, and we'll put a quick 10-year. We'll turn you into 83 next year. You know, with the stress that we're going to put on you as the head coach at North Carolina. Yeah, that move was made. He brings over Michael Lombardi as the GM. He's going to bring over Matt Patricia as well, and also Josh McDaniel. getting the band back together, essentially, man. Kind of
it is. It really is.
Reorchestrating the New England Patriots, trying to reestablish that.
But will they reach that type of success in the ACC? Is that like the end game expectation at this juncture in his career?
No, I don't know if they'll be able to take on the top. I mean, here's the thing, though. I think with immediate success, Belichick can turn that program. And I kind of talked a little bit about this with Troy, who runs Quad Standard Labs this past week.
Mm-hmm.
There's a chance that Belichick can make this into an institution where it's kind of a stepping stool to the NFL. I'm not going to put it on the pedestal and put it on comparison like Alabama, but with the prestige that you have as a head coach being Bill Belichick, people know that you can win, and people know that you have coached the greatest of the greats. All right, and if they want to get, you have a really good, I guess, influencer or a really good selling point in saying, hey, man, if you want to get to the great, if you want to be the greats, I know what it takes. I know I've seen it at the pro level for 20 years. I've had success at the pro level inside of a free agency based league for 20 years, and we've stayed at the top. If you want to be at the top, I can get you there. Maybe North Carolina becomes a stepping stool and a NFL workshop immediately for the ACC. So, maybe they're not winning ACC titles, but they're producing NFL talent.
Maybe the beach volleyball team, Rodney. I know that's been expanding a lot.
Hey, Double R, man, sign me up. It's not a bad idea to go to the volleyball games.
Hey, but Wags, I mean, like,
real quick, Smash. Brady's got a question: Quentin Johnson or Tank Dell? I'm going to tell you, Tank Dell every day, twice on Sunday. And what's today? What's today, Brady?
Sunday.
It's QJ. Quentin Johnson. He's fast. He's got tremendous speed.
Is this the Chargers wide receiver?
Yeah, I just don't know.
But Ladd McConkey might not be playing, so he might be getting extra touches.
He could be. Does that
make a difference?
But that could also bring a lot more. That could bring a lot more to the defense and give more of attention to Quentin Johnson and put a double team on him.
That's true.
So I think Palmer's going to have the bigger day. Joshua Palmer's going to have the bigger day for the Chargers there. QJ's fantastic. It's so inconsistent. The play with Quentin Johnson is just so inconsistent, right? It's too many peaks and valleys with Quentin Johnson's play. I think you have in week one of the playoffs, I'm going to tell you to take what I believe is the more consistent route, which is Tank Dell. That's my.
I can't hate on you, man. I'm just like, I'm just looking at my team right now, and I'm just like, I might get crushed already in week one. And I'm just like, man, I've sucked this whole year.
Look, I'll be completely honest with you. I had Brock Purdy. I'm in a 2-quarterback league, and I have Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy got me 3.9 points.
Dude, I mean, but I'm in a 2-quarterback league, and I got like Geno Smith, Patrick Mahomes, and who's the guy for the Texans? I can't think of his name right now.
Stroud, CJ Stroud.
Yeah, all those guys, and it's like nothing, just been doo-doo all season long.
Yeah, it's been a different year.
Like nobody's cracked 20 points.
Year for CJ Stroud, that's for sure.
Yeah, man, I was like, my expectation.
Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are leading the league in every stat, right?
Yes,
but
I'm just like,
but look at the damn Bengals.
I know.
Nowhere to be found. I mean, no, hold on. They can still get it. Statistically, they can still make the playoffs.
They could, but they've been the Bungles this year, man. You know, it's just like, all the tight games they've lost. If they do make the playoffs, they're definitely going to be like the first team out. It's just one of those things. But I mean, with Joe Burrow, though, he looks to be legit, and that's because he's been fighting through injury this year. So I'm like, okay, maybe he really is one of the best quarterbacks.
Joe Burrow is legit, and I'll tell you what, Jamar Chase, he says that he's always wide open. He really
is.
Every play
he ain't lying to you. He ain't lying. Which
every
is great
play
to see.
he is open. What else we need to talk? We do need to get about the scores in the NFL here. We'd be remiss if we didn't give you our picks. We only got about.
Oh, I wanted to ask you really quick. You think Bill Belichick is?
Talk to me. What's
you think up? You think Bill Belichick is really like Pep Guardiola in the fact that the question is always going to be, can he win anything without Tom Brady? Because he was an awful head coach as the Cleveland Browns head coach, right?
But it was the Browns, and the Browns.
Yeah, but and he was younger then, right? But then but they weren't winning anything as the Patriots head coach until Tom Brady became a thing. And granted, Drew Bledsoe did his part to help get him to that first Super Bowl. You know, you can't take that away from him. But he hasn't. It's like if Tom Brady is the best quarterback to ever play the game, and Pep Guardiola has coached the best player to ever play soccer, the comparison's like right there. Now Pep finally won Champions League without Messi. It took only like the richest team in the world and the best players, which I'm a fan of, to do it. I'm not saying that Real Madrid didn't have expensive players too, but
Man City's got the most expensive roster that I've seen in probably 20 years.
I mean, they have the best striker in the world, and they spent a lot of money on
him.
Actually, they didn't spend that much on him, actually. But
they're the best club in the world. Man City, they're the deepest, and they got the most talent, and they got the best subs too. So the people that come on at the 60 minutes are better than the people that are starting on most people's teams. So
because David over here in the comments section brings up a good point, and where it's like, okay, we all heard about Quinn leaving. I was going to talk about that too. Like Arch is going to be the starter next year.
If Quinn's leaving, Quinn's going to the NFL.
Well, no, everybody's saying that there's these big programs throwing around like 4 million, 5 million, and it's like to stay in college one more year. And he doesn't have to win a national championship to have success necessarily, And
I think if he goes to North Carolina, it hurts his draft stock. I think he's done enough to be drafted in the day 3. I think
exactly, and I think
maybe not day 3, but probably maybe 3rd round. But honestly, probably a day 3 quarterback.
I mean, that's why he wants to go back 1 year. He needs another year season.
Worse. I think if he goes to North Carolina, I think he has a worse season next year.
Because I think a lot of his flaws have been exposed this year, and like they're only going to get worse because it's like a confidence thing, And I'm just
I think it's footwork. I think his lack of footwork.
He's got happy feet.
He's got happy feet. They don't necessarily plant, but also it looks like he's got 2 left feet, right? I've kind of said this from time to time, and that's kind of like the only flaw that I really see. So, and I'm not a quarterback guru, I'm not a quarterback specialist, but in some of the dropbacks that I've seen, it looks like the problem that I see consistently with Quinn is his feet. The long developing plays, play action plays, and multiple fake handoffs and actions that go in Sarkisian's offense, I don't believe they benefit Quinn. If Quinn was a little bit more shiftier with his feet, or just a little bit more quicker, not necessarily top speed, but just a little bit more quickness and shiftiness, maybe like the quickness of an Arch or a Dylan Gabriel, maybe just to kind of sidestep and elude to buy that extra time. Quinn's done a great job doing that and creating those extra seconds. But again, if you could have a few more stacks, I think it would benefit Quinn a little bit more.
The one thing that irritates me about his game, though, is that he has the arm to hit any throw on the field, but since he doesn't have the best mechanics, it's just all like, under throws a lot of balls.
Those mechanics that you're talking about, I believe, are only going to be developed better at the professional level. If you go over to college football, or if you go over, take a linear move in college football over to McDaniel's offense, I don't know how well it's going to transcend for you. I think
it's guaranteed money
right now is to go to the NFL.
That's the beauty of it. Now it's guaranteed money either way. It's like going to college. You're still going to make $5 million.
Yeah, you're looking at the smaller picture. All right. You're looking at a $4 million year that's going to extend prolong his collegiate stay, but also
it's supposed to improve his draft stock.
But it's not going to improve his draft stock.
Okay, so you're saying that this is the peak of him. We've seen. Yeah,
I've been saying that this is peak Quinn. Like, you're not going to get any better than Quinn if he plays for Belichick next year for North Carolina. He's going to hurt his stock because he's not going to have nowhere near the talent around him to make him the quarterback that he is right now.
Man, David puts out a good point. Since we're both wearing like a Carolina blue color shade, we're not giving a whole lot of love to this whole transaction of possibilities. Of Quinn going
wearing the color don't mean it. That's just coincidence, man.
Yeah, but I'm with you on that though.
I believe that he will be in the NFL. I think if he goes over to the ACC, that just hurts his draft stock. The question that I kind of wanted to have for the show today was, the move that Travis Hunter makes going forward. Clearly, I don't think that he can play both sides of the ball in the NFL, but you want to talk about money. how much more money people can make here, you have a chance for Travis Hunter to be a generational Hall of Fame defensive back in the NFL, right? Like that's a very high probability. But also, you've seen what the dude can do as a wide receiver, right? Very good talent, but how much does that talent extend into the NFL? I think talent-wise, it's more of a benefit for him to play as a defensive back in the NFL. However, you want to talk about finances, you want to talk about money. I think he makes more money as a wide receiver in the NFL.
Easily. You hit it right on the head, man. I was like, exactly what I was going to say. Yeah, I mean, his tool set seems to scream like, hey, much better defensive back than wide receiver. But if you're trying to make money, wide receiver is a much more value position than defensive back. But to have the type of success, Hall of Fame career, I think he should be a defensive back.
That's where I'm at. Like, I mean, but how much are you willing to sacrifice? Like,
he'll make his money.
What are you willing? I'm with you. Like, you'll make your money back somewhere else, right? Like that's where I'm
signed
at.
With
you
Adidas.
have a chance to shift and change the landscape of the NFL as a defensive back. You're not going to get your payday. You'll have to find your payday somewhere else.
He might be the trendsetter, though.
He could be the outlier.
He's going to be he's going to be so hyped coming into the league. Like I just mentioned, he just signed with Adidas. I don't know how Nike dropped the ball on that one, to be honest with you. I guess they didn't want to put his girlfriend in the commercial. Maybe that was it.
But Colorado's a Nike school, right?
Exactly. And Dion, Nike guy. So I'm just they had the inside track. But okay, so I'm thinking that he breaks the mold. He'll become the highest paid defensive back ever at some point in time because Sauce Gardner is amazing, but I don't see Sauce Gardner on billboards. Probably because he plays for the Jets, that type of deal, and they suck. But he's like the best corner in football, right? He's essentially the reincarnation of Revis Island, but we don't hear anything about him. Right. So I'm thinking that Travis Hunter is going to be that next big-time player, the one that people have posters of, the kids have in their rooms, or have as wallpaper on their cell phones, is going to be him at defensive back, and he's going to change the game, and that's how he's going to make his money.
I can buy that. I can get behind that. Like in an era to where fans are and younger fans, right? I'm trying to speak on behalf of like my son and his generation.
Well, now we gotta go younger than that now.
Possibly, but I'm just using that because it's what I know a little bit better with the younger generation. From what I've been able to observe, they do not have a loyalty to one fan base. It's kind of along the lines of what you were saying too. They follow players, they follow athletes, not teams, right? Our generation kind of, along the loyalty lines of teams, right? These kids or these young men are into athletes and
individualism,
not team sports, which you could argue somewhere down the line we failed them at that.
Too many AAU games, I suppose.
Yeah, too many AAU games and 12th place trophies. But no, I kid. But anyhow, there is a little bit of truth to that, though. It's a lot of individuality with the younger generations, right? And maybe that's kind of why you're seeing these guys just more compelled to athletes that are trying to move the needle or move the thread with the finances and trying to get that big contract instead of trying to get that championship ring or what people, because to me, I don't know, I just feel like as an athlete, as a football player, that would be the ultimate goal, the climax, right? Is to get the hardware, get the Lombardi trophy. But to others, a financial bag is more important.
I guess it really just depends
on just the difference in the generation this year, or not this year, but moving forward.
Like, because I'm trying to move away from this, but when we're talking about Belichick and how he can probably get you to the NFL, I'm not thinking about the star players. The star players are going to make the league if they perform the way that they're supposed to perform.
You and I are on the same page. You're thinking about the special players that makes special teams.
Exactly. I'm thinking about those fringe players. Right. It's like, the guys that might barely make the league, and it's like if he can put in a good word for you,
that ability to get you to that next level.
That's what I see. Winning. And you already know that all of UNC lacrosse, all those players are hyped up because they know they're going to be playing football. One of them is going to be on special teams for Bill Belichick.
Yeah, somebody's going to get a spot.
Yeah, so he's going to make things happen. I'm just not sure how much success they're going to have as a team and how much he's going to pour into it, especially since he can opt out before the season begins, or after 1 year he can opt out, and that
if it's not going well, yeah, he's got a Belichick outlier in there.
Yeah, man, he has a crazy contract. That's just his agent's fantastic.
All right, we got about 2 minutes, as a matter of fact. Let's go down the NFL and just give you our picks real quick here. Let's go to the NFL scoreboard. Smash, where you want to go first? Hell,
no, just take us. Just take us.
All right. Chiefs and Browns. Kickoff here. Chiefs 4.5. 4.5.
I take the Chiefs, but I will point out that the Browns are wearing their 1946 faux backs. So white helmet, white jersey, white pants. Chiefs will be wearing red on the road if that matters to your betting odds.
Propositional bet here. Judy for anytime touchdown.
Yeah, I take it.
Okay.
I would take that. I think it happens.
Judy anytime touchdown. Gotcha. All right. The Bungles and the Titans. The Mayo mess down there with Will Levis.
Dang, Bengals in all white today.
Titans 1-5 at home, hosting the Bengals, who are 4-3 away. Best offense in the NFL.
I saw them kill the Cowboys last week, killing them softly. And granted, they should have lost that game, but those type of games give you momentum, man. You know, when you win like a crazy one with an ending like that, I take the Bengals on the road. The Titans are still trash, although their uniforms are going to look good today. They're going powder blue with navy blue.
There we go. We are all about the unis today, baby.
Dude, it's just like one of those things that stands out to me.
I say it tongue in cheek, but I'm literally, that's one of the main reasons why I watch Army Navy. Just
the uniforms were great last year.
To see what to see the tributes that they give to the units that are all across the branches of service.
Yeah, man. As much as people want to be traditionalists, I think that is one of the best facets of the game is the uniforms for that particular game. You know, and in some other cases too. I don't want Texas to ever change the uniforms. They don't need a black jersey as much as people want it. You know, but for some people it works, and some teams it doesn't. They're not Oregon.
Yeah, but I mean, I do. I always get a kick out of seeing the new renditions of Army Navy uniforms,
and they did a really good job this year too.
They always do. They always look so sexy, man.
It's even better now that they're both not Nike schools. Like one's a Nike school and the other one's an Under Armour school. So now there's competition to make it even better. You know.
All right, we got Commanders and the Saints. Washington 7.5. 7.5 here. Over under is 44.5.
Shoot, I mean, and they're on the road. Are they at New Orleans, right?
They're in New Orleans. 3-3 away. Washington is.
New Orleans doesn't have a quarterback either. I mean, Washington isn't bad. I would take that, man. I mean, they're going to be inside.
That's a lot, though. 7.5 is a lot. Like,
yeah, but I mean, the Saints are trash. No Tyson Hill.
I mean, you could take this and tease it down. You could take this and tease it down. Maybe if you're not feeling good about the 7.5, maybe take a 6.5. You'll lose a little bit of points on
money,
that.
But no, I mean, I think you're still good for the 7.5. This is supposed to be the team that's supposed to possibly win the NFC East, especially with the way that the Eagles are playing. It's not like they're world beaters right now. And it's just all like, okay, they have a couple of bad games, but again, this is like a thrower-friendly dome, and this is a great chance to get back on track. I think they do it. Granted, the uniform choices aren't great. They're wearing the maroon pants today. New Orleans is probably going to be in the all black. But
the all blacks, yeah.
Not a great game to watch satirically, but yeah, I take Washington with that 7.5.
Another noon kickoff on CBS. We have the Ravens, and they might be Giants 0-7 at home. Do they get a win against the Ravens at home?
Nah, man. I'm sorry.
And the Ravens 16.5 is the line here.
That's a little much for me, man.
I'm going to tell you to stay away from this one.
Yeah, I wouldn't take the line. You want to play the under?
December football, maybe. Yeah, the under is 45 and a hook. December football at MetLife. Probably not going to be what's the weather we're looking at here? 37, cloudy right now. So far, no inclement weather in the forecast, but it is New York. Or New Jersey rather. You never know what the hell's going to happen.
It's a waterfront stadium too, right?
Yeah, you're right. So there's going to be it's not waterfront. No, there's
no. Okay.
I don't think there's. I think there's like
a lake or something nearby.
There's not a lake. It's like swamps.
You're like swamps.
There's like swamps scattered all throughout, but It's the Meadowlands, bro. It's the Meadowlands.
Yeah, that's why I'm like,
it's nothing but wind. It's just a whole flat land and winds there, bro.
because I've never been there, but that's all I've ever heard. It's just always windy at the Meadowlands.
Yeah, it is. It is. No matter which way you go, it's not as bad as Chicago or Cleveland, maybe, but the wind is just always blowing. So I think there is a little bit of a waterfront, but not a huge big scene of the waterfront there. We also got Cowboys and Panthers. Carolina is favored 2.5 hook.
You know why, right?
No.
Because they're wearing all white at home and they're forcing the Cowboys to wear their bad luck navy blue tops. And this is going to be the first time the Cowboys have worn navy blue.
You don't really buy this shit, do you?
Oh, no, we do. As Cowboy fans, we know. We have heard the stories from since we were born until now. Every fan as a Cowboy has this in them where they're like, they might like the navy blue jersey, but we all understand that it's bad luck. That's why they don't wear it at home. I mean, well, the real reason they don't wear it at home is because Tex Schramm wanted to make a spectacle and see all the colors of the visiting teams.
Out of here.
No, exactly. I've read all the books, man. Trust me, I was a huge football head growing up, and it's just like, yeah, man. So they were the ones that had the idea.
I don't put that much stock into a uniform.
Nah, man, I believe the uniform. And after last week, where you can't tell me that luck is not on this team's side. So yeah. I take the Panthers at home.
Okay. All right, you're taking the Panthers. I'm going to take the Cowboys here. All right,
you're brave man.
Wrong team favored. Wrong team. This is a WTF moment. Wrong team favored. Dallas wins.
You just don't understand what those navy blue jerseys does to a team.
I don't understand.
You're going to find out today.
Jets and the Jaguars.
Throwbacks.
Two awful teams. They are going.
Jags are wearing throwbacks today, man.
Jets are going with the throwbacks.
No, the Jags are wearing the throwbacks.
You like the Jets 3.5?
Of course not. Jags, just take the under.
Take the under. The under, if anybody's wanting the under, is 41 in the hook, 41.5.
I still take the under.
So I'm going to tell you, I think the Jets win.
No,
but they win by like a point. I don't think they win
you
by
think it's that close?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a very close game. These are two very awful teams.
Oh, exactly. But I think the Jags just end up pulling this one out.
If Aaron Rodgers would get out of the way and let Breece Hall run the ball,
that's not going to happen. And that's why I'm just thinking like this team is just too self-destructed to have any success going forward.
All right, finishing up the noon games here. The Fish and the Texans. Fish 2-away on the road, and the Texans are 4-2 hosting. Houston is favored 2.5 here. What we like?
Tua playing, right?
Tua's playing.
Yeah.
Tua's playing.
Okay. Miami, Aqua Pants today on the road. Yeah, give me Miami.
Wrong team favored?
I think so.
We got a WTF moment here for Smash. Wrong team favored. He's taking the Fish over the Texans.
They haven't impressed me, man. The Texans have not impressed me.
You've talked me. You talked me onto this a little bit here. It didn't take much, but you kind of talked me onto this.
This is the Aqua Pants.
It wasn't the Aqua Pants. It was.
They haven't worn them a lot this year. Damn, but they're wearing them today.
I'm gonna go with you here. Wrong team favorite. I like the play that you're getting on it.
Dude, Miami is just a much different team with Tua. And granted, we can talk about
they're a very different team with Tua. I don't know if it's a timing thing. But they seem to be firing on all cylinders when Tua's in there.
And I have my concerns about his health. Post playing days.
I was with you. You were kind of preaching to the choir, amigo. Like we were both saying, I don't think it's right for him to come back. I don't think they need to rush this thing. These are bad optics for McDaniel to kind of want to rush his quarterback back here and say that it's unfair for people to sit here and say that Tua should retire. But yeah, Tua comes back and. Yeah, I mean, they got that thing firing, man.
Because they were like 2-6 without him, and now they've won like their last 4 or something like that with him.
You're right, dude. I did not believe that he was that big of the differential or the outlier there, right?
I didn't think so either.
Clearly,
but
he's the motor, bro. He's the catalyst.
So I'm like, as long as he's healthy.
We leave off here. Dolphins and Texas. Colts and the Broncos. The Broncos favored 4.5. Coming off a bye game.
Yeah, I just take the Broncos because they're coming off of the bye, and the Colts have been trash. So I'm just like, neither team great.
I like the Colts, but I don't like them enough to cover. I think they've been playing better football, but I don't think that they'll even. I don't even think that they'll make this It's probably Denver by 7 at least, I would think.
That's kind of what I'm hitting at too, man. I just don't
Denver's
see
been
it.
playing pretty damn good. I think Sutton's going to have a good game this week. I think Sutton's going to be able to eat as well. Somebody asked me about Sutton in a fantasy hypothetical this past week too. I'm not sure if I answered that or not, but if you're listening, please do play Sutton. Absolutely play Sutton. I think he will have a tremendous game. Bills and Lions. Battle of the, I guess these are the stalwarts here, right? Battle of the studs. Detroit favored 2 in the hook over the Bills. Bills 4-3 on the road. Lions 6-1 hosting. Going into the Den, do you think the Bills get it done? Will they circle the wagons?
That's a tough question. Great matchup, obviously. Probably the best matchup of the day.
Could be a Super Bowl preview.
Yeah. I mean, I like Detroit at home, though. And this is going to sound dumb, right? But I'm going to tell you why. They're going to be hyped up because they're wearing the all-black uniform with that brand new blue helmet. No, but remember, this is the promise that he made to the players. If they win the division, he bring back the black jersey. So they earned this one. For once, talking about the uniform actually makes sense in this. And I think that's enough to hype up these guys.
Are you a Campbell fan? Are you a Dan Campbell fan?
I never really had been. And then I saw one of his interviews the other day. And I'm like, okay, I can see why people get behind this guy.
I would run through a wall.
I get that feeling. I understand that. He's a really good motivator. I can see that. And this is one of those tactics. And I think, these are still, a lot of these guys, even though they're veterans, are still young men, when you really think about it, 26, 27, 28, little things like this still get you hyped.
Yeah. And he's not like, I feel like he gets on your level, right? He's not going to try and wow you with, a flashy vocabulary, an extensive vocabulary. He's going to get down on your level and he's going to talk to X's and O's, right? Because he's a Joe. You know what I mean? Like he's just one of those dudes, man. He just, chews on Constantino wire and
nice
sits there and suffers with the rest of them, man. He's gone through the line. He's walked the line, so the players know what to expect. And I believe that players fully respect him because they know he wouldn't ask them to do anything that he's not willing to do himself or that he hasn't done before.
Exactly. I'm with you there.
Continuing down the slate real quick before we get out of here. Appreciate you guys sticking on. Yeah, we're about to end the show. Cut it a little bit early. We're not going to do the full 2 hours. It's playoff week. Want to be completely honest with you guys. It's fantasy playoff week. I only got one team in the mix right now, and it's my big dynasty team. So I want to take the 45 minutes to prep and get ready for it. I've been prepping all week. I just want to take the last minute flyers and fields and get my warm and fuzzy out there and make sure that my lineup is perfect. All right.
Oh, I'm with you.
I'm behind the ball here, man. I had Brock Purdy as one of my quarterbacks in a 2-quarterback league. He only produced 3.9 points. I'm in a shitstorm. We got to make some things happen. So I got to, look at some of the matchups here and go with my best lineup. So anyway, X-Man or Harrison, God,
that's a tough one, man.
Is Double D? Okay. Are you in a league that produces bonus points for? Actually, I'd say that, right? But Marvin Harrison, he gets some. Actually, X-Man gets more 40-yard touchdowns than Marvin Harrison. If it is a bonus league for 40 yards and more, I would say X-Man. If it's not, if it's a standard league, take Marvin Harrison.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too, Wags. Because I was like, Harrison's been rather consistent. I mean, he is the main target, and him and McBride are the red zone threats. Yeah, and I'm like, I like their chances today too. I think they got a pretty good matchup because Arizona's been quietly strong and they got a good defense, so they're going to get those offensive opportunities.
Steelers and Eagles. Philadelphia is favored 5 in the hook here. I think the Steelers get it done. I think wrong team favored. Another WTF.
I'm not just saying this because I'm a Cowboys fan either, but I agree with you because not even the uniform. They're both wearing their basic standard uniforms in this game. But the big thing for me is just that this Eagles team is not cohesive as a unit. There's been too much locker room drama, I think, for them to have success.
It's still going down with AJ Brown and Hurts here, man. And that's something that you don't want to be. They were really good friends before AJ Brown got to Philly, but that's something you don't be messing with. You don't be messing with the quarterback and the wide receiver relationship.
I mean, sometimes it's best not to have your best friend as your roommate,
Yeah.
Sometimes
that shit spills over, bro. Yeah, it does, man. You don't take the trash out? What?
You didn't wash the dishes. You're the one that used them last. Why are you clipping your toenails on the coffee table?
Patriots and Cardinals. Another game
You're
that's probably
taking your
going
only
to disgust
your
you more
fans
than the
right here in the
toenail
living
talk.
room, bro.
The line 6 here for the Patriots, or excuse me, line 6 here for the Cardinals. We kind of talked about it, the matchup that they just talked about, Xavier Worthy and Marvin Harrison. Marvin Harrison has a chance to kind of have a decent game here, but I don't know if it's a 40. What is it? No bonus for, all right, so take Harrison.
No bonus. You should take Harrison regardless. And the Cardinals are wearing the icy whites at home, man. It is meant to be.
That's all you need. Smash right there. You've been telling it, man.
Hey, but I'm glad that the Patriots are wearing the silver breeches, though.
Okay, what?
The breeches, the pants. They're wearing the silver today over navy, because usually they've been wearing mono navy. Yeah, it's not a good look. The contrast looks a lot better.
We got the Buccaneers and we got the Chargers here. Chargers favored by 3.
Yeah, because there's nobody to catch the ball for the Buccaneers right now.
Bucks are 4-2 on the road.
Yeah, I like their tight end Auden.
4-2 at home, so.
No. I like the Bucks too, man. I really do. And I mean, satorically, this is going to be a great looking uni game, but I would still go with the Chargers.
Okay, all right. We differ here. I'm taking the Bucks.
If McCall plays,
Sunday
definitely.
Night. McCall, I'm seeing that
he's iffy.
Going to play.
He's iffy though. That's why I was saying you can take Johnson earlier.
Yeah,
he's probably
game time decision for McCall.
Mm-hmm. I had to pull him from my lineup because I was like, I'm not sure if he's going to play.
Yeah,
and I couldn't take the chance this week.
You can't flirt with that. You can't flirt with that. Then we have Sunday Night Football. We got Packers and the Seahawks here. Packers on the road, 4-2 away on the road, and also favored 2.5. Over under is 46 in the hook.
Gino gets it done tonight. Seattle wearing the all neon green this evening for the first time.
Ooh, now
that's a game changer, bro.
Look, but it's a loud look that I like.
Yeah, and then the Packers are wearing their all whites on the road.
Do you like the all neon green? You like the neon green pants?
No, I would prefer that they wore it with blue pants or the silver ones, but they're going to wear all neon tonight. I would go with blue personally, so it matched the helmet.
I like the blue pants with the neon.
Yeah, I'm with you there, but it's going to stand out. And again, I think it's another thing like for the Lions, it kind of just hypes up the players because it's so infrequent that it's that extra little special tinge that you might need to get over the hump.
Usually more football is better in terms, but I got to tell you, I'm not a fan of 2 Monday night games. I'm just not. We got a week where we have 2 Monday night games this week. We got the Bears and the Vikings on ABC, ESPN Plus. That starts at 7, and then we have the Falcons and Raiders kicking off at 7:30 on ESPN. Raiders are 1-4 at home. Falcons are 3-3 away, and then also for your first matchup there on Monday night, the Bears are 0-6 away, and then the Vikings are 6-1 at home. I got the Vikings all day on Monday, smash
easy against
the Bears. That spread there is 7.
That's
I think the Vikings are, exactly. That's it. I think the Vikings are good for 10
wow.
at least. And then the Raiders are getting points from the Falcons, 5.5. Looks like the Birds are favored over the Raiders here. What do you like?
I think it's wrong team favored though. I just don't see.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Raiders finally found themselves a running back. The guy that I needed last week, but I couldn't get in my team in time because I was right up against the clock and I ran out of seconds. But Sincere McCormick, I think, really kind of helps push this team over the... No, dude, Wags, I lost last week by 1/10 of a point. 0.62 to 0.52. And because I had
make you throw your phone, bro.
Because I had my running back in my flex spot, and I should have just had the 2 running backs, and I had extra flexes, but I didn't switch them. The Thursday night game kills me, man. Sometimes I just forget to set my lineup in time.
Yeah.
So I had to scramble for a running back, and then that running back ended up not playing. So I was just man. Hopefully it doesn't happen to anybody out there today.
Be remiss. We're about to get out of here. Be remiss if we didn't tell you about our lovely friends at Audiovisual Consultations. 512-255-8678. It's avconsultations.com. Because there is 2 games on Monday night, I'll be able to optimize my viewing capabilities here because I have Audiovisual Consultations. I'll be able to have both TVs fired up and on Monday Night Football. One TV will have the Vikings and the Bears. The other TV will have the Falcons and the Raiders. And I'm doing all that because I have audiovisual consultations as one of my friends. They can be one of your friends of the holidays too. Perfect time to get them as your friends for the holidays. 512-255-8678. That's avconsultations.com. Over the past 35 years, been setting the standard in audiovisual automation. If you don't know what you want in your house, go to the website and see the gallery of projects that they've done. Again, 35 years in service, they have been doing amazing projects in people's houses, between man caves, dude dens, princess palaces, whatever you want to call them, or to help even setting up your patio and your lanai, outdoor viewing, indoor viewing. It's all deadly. It's done by audiovisual consultations. 512-255-8678. Set the holidays right now. Set the tone for the holidays right now and get AV consultations in your family. Smash, what we got going on for Christmas for you, buddy?
No, I'm going to go home probably. Brother just had another kid, or is going to.
Oh,
I think
congrats,
it's
man.
due
Going
any
down
day.
Brownsville?
Yeah, that area basically. Now my brother has like 3 kids. Probably go hang out with them, see the family, and then try to be back in time for New Year's Eve, basically, to party. Other than that, I can't, just working. Been calling a lot of college basketball. I got a couple of more games left before the break. So
next week I got to get your opinion on the Horns.
Ooh.
It's been a young campaign so far.
Yeah.
Not exactly much to talk about. Get our hopes
man.
up.
That's why we haven't said anything yet. I'm trying to bypass that. That's why I was like, only an hour. Good. We don't have to talk about that. That's good. We can put it off until conference season gets going.
Yeah,
but they need to start turning the ball around here soon. But there's still time.
I know Trey Johnson's one of the best players in college basketball, but it can't be the Trey Johnson show all the time.
And they'll figure it out eventually. I mean, all you gotta do is make the conference final, and then have a good run there, and then before you know it, you're in the tournament, and then maybe you pull off a couple of games. I'm not sure what the end game is though. I'm like, I never see Texas as supposed to be winning the national championship at basketball necessarily. But, you do want to make in the playoffs consistently. Or the tournament, rather. Not like the NIT.
We're going to plan for a show for the Christmas holidays, but I don't know how that's going to roll out. I don't know what our schedules are going to look like here. So if we don't, I'm saying Merry Christmas to everyone out there now. And Happy Holidays.
Idea. Happy Festivus.
If we don't have one. Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah.
But like we always tell you, we do have a few more moments until the NFL kick. We got about 40 minutes until the NFL kicks off. So if you have any questions or concerns about your fantasy teams, make sure you hit us up on our socials. I'm at Not the Fake Wag. Smash is at the Smash Simmons. That's universal on every platform. My guy has got himself branded to perfection there. But yeah, find me on Twitter, Not the Fake Wags. It's the easiest route. For everyone that works at Texas Sports Unfiltered, we want to wish you guys a happy holidays. And again, until we see you guys next week, enjoy it, man. Get the dub, enjoy the ride, and love life. Get it done, dude. What else you got going on today, Smash? Anything?
that PS5 over there. Finally got one.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about.
So I've been trying to figure that out.
All right. Give me questions and comments. Let me know your handle there so I can get you added to my friends list here.
It's cool, man.
See if I can get you some codes, my dude.
I'm the Smash Simmons on Twitch and on PS4 or PS5 or the PlayStation Network. Yeah, you can find me there.
What are you playing next? First of all, I think I can share my games with you too, so whether you can play everything that I have.
Oh, dude, that would be awesome. I'm not really playing anything, to be honest, man. I got it from a coworker. Like, dude, gave me a steal of a deal. I paid like $200 for this thing.
And as long as it's not busted up.
No, dude, it's the one that even reads the disc and everything. I paid like $200 for this, 2 controllers. He already had like UFC 5 on there or whatever. He had a couple of other games already
college
loaded. Football? No, I need to get that.
We gotta get you college football.
Yeah, I've been waiting to play that too. So I'm trying to catch up, but I still had EAFC. My apologies. EAFC.
There you go.
When you buy it, it already comes with both games. So I already had last year's version now. Oh, you're playing Cyberpunk right now?
Cyberpunk.
I wanted to play.
I was on a Red Dead kick. I went back and re-downloaded Dead Red Redemption 2 and started playing the online. Smash, you're not gonna believe this. This is gonna take us a little bit more into the show. I found
as long as you got enough time to check your roster.
I started watching spaghetti westerns.
Oh,
For the first time in my life. First
really?
time ever. I'm not bullshitting you here. I have never seen a Clint Eastwood Western movie until 3 days ago, or until
Oh,
this
I
past
mean, which one did you see?
the first one I watched was the first one of Eastwood that I watched was
Yeah.
Good, Bad, and Ugly.
I mean, that one's pretty
Um,
good.
The first spaghetti Western that I watched, the first one of Sergio Leone's
Leone.
work that I watched was Once
Mhm.
Upon a Time in the West.
Dude, that one's really good too.
It's
All the spaghetti
fantastic.
westerns are pretty fantastic.
It's
actually.
fantastic. Well, and you know me, I'm a huge Tarantino fan.
Yeah.
I've known that Leone was an influence
Mhm.
for Tarantino, but I hadn't seen any of Leone's work.
But
so
now
I
you see it, right?
didn't recognize. Oh my god, I
Yeah.
didn't recognize the carbon footprint of Leone in every piece of Tarantino's work.
It's a wide footprint, man.
The close up cinema shots, the
Yeah.
face shots, the music. I got goosebumps talking about this.
Yeah,
The-
dude. I
the
was like, as
music-
soon as you said that, I was like, I know exactly what you're talking
music
about.
that he does, and it's like every Kill Bill is one of my favorite movies, and
But
now
it's
I see the Western. in
Yeah,
Kill
man.
Bill.
It's all Leone stuff that he basically, like, you know, just like any good musician or artist. Yes.
Like,
Yes, exactly. And it's just all like, you know, I get it.
here
Like,
I am thinking that Tarantino is the genius. And he is. He's brilliant. Tarantino's brilliant. He puts his spin on Leone in a
Yeah.
modern day cinema.
he's like Kanye.
Oh,
You know, taking other people's works and being able to morph him into his own to see his own vision.
I was just taken back. I couldn't believe, and again, like I'm not in love with spaghetti westerns, but I was just kind of captivated and taken back by the fact, one, it's Charles Bronson from Death Warrant. You don't even realize it's Charles Bronson. And then the other outlaw in it is Jason Robertson, who is the granddad in Little Big League, who owns the Twins.
Yeah.
People don't even realize that. He's the granddad from the Little Big League.
Yes, exactly. People don't give that movie enough love. That's like my favorite one.
All these guys got their start cutting teeth in acting as Western I never knew because I never paid that much attention.
It was at the height of the popularity, but like you can also see why these movies did well now, right? It wasn't just because it was a Western. It was because of the way it's shot.
In the West, like I'm sitting here thinking that who is the guy with the harmonica? What is his motivation? Why does he want to go back after Henry Fonda?
Yeah.
And then the way that Leone is able to cut scenes like Tarantino, or
exactly.
vice versa. You're just like, oh my god! And I don't want to spoil it. It was made in 1969, so if you haven't seen it already, please go see it. But yeah, you find out the motivation and the drive behind Charles Bronson's character, the Stranger, at the end of the movie, just with a different cut scene timeline warp of what Leone does, which is very reminiscent of what Tarantino is known for. So again, thank you for allowing me to geek out and go down, my RTF, spiel here and rant here. But yeah, it's fantastic.
Dude, I'm always down for that, man. Because I just
spaghetti
watched
westerns. I never thought I'd ever watch a spaghetti western.
Nah, they're worth your time, man. Like the Magnificent Seven's going to be good too.
I haven't seen Unforgiven. Basically, the only western I've seen was Tombstone,
which is a great movie.
Fantastic.
You know, Wyatt Earp is a little slow paced.
I've seen Yellowstone. I've seen 1883, but Taylor Sheridan's work. But again, I haven't seen old classic Leone westerns.
And you've seen Back to the Future Part 3, right? Totally a western.
Shut up.
It's a western, right? I mean, it's all based in the West.
I guess, Marty. I guess.
But I was like, man, what was I going to tell you that you needed to see? Shoot, man, I'm sorry, man. Totally blanked. No. I was going to tell you this real quick. It was like, I saw this YouTube video about the new Dune movie and the book and like the comparisons of it. And it's like 2.5 hours long, dude. But I sat there infatuated with it because I've never.
Have you read Dune? Have you?
No, I've never read it.
I know.
I'm gonna have to borrow it from you. But like, not reading it, but seeing the movie and then like seeing the comparisons and stuff, dude. I was just like, wow, like this was written in the 60s or before that, right? Or
it was written before Star Wars.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just like, dude, some of this stuff, I'm just like, how did they think of that?
I got some hard questions for George Lucas if I ever see him.
Oh, I mean, it's the same thing. It's like pro wrestling. Everybody
Yeah,
takes what works.
you take from people. We all know that, but I mean,
Yeah.
bro, like
Yeah, he took a lot, man. Now that I see it,
you got a lot
he
of
took a
Star Wars
lot.
from Dune, buddy.
I was like, okay, I could kind of see where you have these two factions, fighting this war in like this great council that's supposed to make sure that this doesn't happen, where emperors are not supposed to be able to conquer one another. Okay.
God, it's a good story. And the way
Yeah,
that Paul
dude.
gets to use the voice, he's trained in the voice where that's
Mhm.
just it's
Dude.
forbidden. It is
Yeah.
forbidden. It's sacrilegious.
Oh, dude, just like the scenes where it's like, okay, you can't flinch, you can't move, because if you do, you die. And it's like it's
You're
just a
dead.
kid.
Yeah.
He's just trying to learn how to utilize his powers, and here he can't mess up. I'm just like, dude, this is crazy. Or like, when they finally have the ambush and you find out why everybody's doing what they're doing and like how it was all rigged up, and it's just like, whoa, this
It was
movie is.
all and how they interweave politics in it.
Yes, dude, my mind was just blown. I was like, this is so well done. It's like, why have I been putting this off?
Dune's way better than Star Wars.
It is. I'm with
love
you.
Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but Dune is way better than Star Wars.
Like I want to get into the other books and see how it like transgresses, but I'm just like, I don't have the time for that right now. Maybe next summer.
Yeah, and I would advise you, and I hate being this type of person, but again, I implore you to read the book.
Oh yeah, no, I'm definitely gonna check out the book.
Villanueva, I think what David Villanueva is doing, his adaptation of Herbert's book to the big screen is fantastic.
Yeah, but there's a lot of differences though.
Yeah,
and there's some stuff.
The way that that Paul was talking to his sister while she was like in utero.
Yeah,
that's not in the book.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I saw in the comparison thing. It's kind of like, I don't remember all the names, but like when they go to that planet, once they escape and they have like an oasis. Yeah. Like they have like an oasis. They have like that underground lab where they're trying to grow.
And they're trying to grow. Chani, I forget her name.
But, but it's a he in the book. It's a she in the movie, right? And but it's kind of like you don't understand why they were growing those plants and why you see all that wildlife, because like they don't explain it in the movie, but if you read it in the book, you understand that they're trying to basically recreate Earth.
They do deduce it in the book. They're just like, oh wait, this is the water comes from all your all's life. Like
where
then,
like the
then
little
you're just like, whoa, yeah. Then you're just like, okay.
Yeah, but like in the movie, you really don't get that. So I'm just kind of like, okay,
you get a little piece of it. You just get a little piece of it. And you're just like,
exactly. Oh. But like that I think if they would have taken the time to flesh that out, it would have hit so much harder in the movie. But that's why
it still hits pretty. I think Villanueva does a really good job at selling it, and I think. But again, like the book just pays so much more homage to it. So.
But again, like how much are you really supposed to get in what, like the 2 hour run time?
2 minutes of 2 hours, right? You get a 2 minute clip of that scene.
And nobody's gonna sit through a 3 hour movie, and that's what it really needs to be. But I'll let you go check out your teams, bro, because you're running out of time and you got money on the line that you need.
Yeah, dude. We got to get out of here, man. Everybody, thank you guys so much for checking us out on the Wagner Wire on Texas Sports Unfiltered. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. Bright and early, Bucky and BK are going to get you starting kicked off here on Texas Sports Unfiltered, and myself and Double R will follow up and suit. For Smash, for myself, thank you guys so much. You guys have a great rest of your day, and happy holidays if we don't see you. But hook 'em, guys. Let's get the win. Where's the thank you? Thank you.